This is the Washington Times front page for Friday, June 23rd, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The U.S. Coast Guard said the missing submersible that was the focus of an intense international search effort imploded near the Titanic, killing all 5 people aboard. Matt Delaney reports the Coast Guard said the Titan submersible's tail cone was discovered on the ocean floor just 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic. The debris is consistent with a catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber, the Coast Guard said. Lost in the implosion were 5 men, including OceanGate Expeditions founder Stockton Rush, who ran the excursion company that launched the vessel. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised the foundations of American democracy in an address to a joint meeting of Congress, emphasizing the importance of a partnership between the 2 world's biggest democracies. Guy Taylor, Tom Howell, and Jeff Murdoch report Modi made no explicit mention of China in his nearly hour-long speech to lawmakers, delivered in English, although he signaled his agreement with U.S. concern over Beijing's growing push for economic and political dominance in Asia and beyond. The centerpiece of Modi's 4-day trip to the United States included talks and a press conference at the White House with President Biden, as well as a full state dinner. Administration officials said the White House meetings were capped by a slate of agreements to expand trade, technology, and defense cooperation. The Justice Department this week let the deadline pass to file an appeal before the Supreme Court in Sisters of Mercy v. Becerra, marking the second time the administration has declined to defend the Affordable Care Act's transgender mandate. Valerie Richardson reports the practical effect of the decision is that Catholic medical professionals and organizations will not be required to perform gender transition surgeries or provide medical insurance coverage for their employees to undergo such procedures. The Sisters of Mercy Coalition sued in 2016 after the federal government reinterpreted the Affordable Care Act to require doctors and hospitals to perform gender transition procedures. An IRS whistleblower alleges Justice Department prosecutors blocked search warrants and shut down pursuits of leads in the Hunter Biden tax investigation. Stephen Dinan reports Gary Shapley told the House Ways and Means Committee last month in closed-door testimony that every time a conflict arose or a decision had to be made into the investigation into Hunter Biden, federal prosecutors ruled in ways that benefited Biden. The committee voted this week to release his testimony, waiving a section of federal law that generally shields private taxpayer information. Shapley said the IRS developed an investigative plan with interviews and search warrants, but the Justice Department derailed the plan. And finally, a spokesperson for former President Trump's legal team says he should testify in any of his pending court battles. Alina Habba told our Alex Sawyer that she has no problem if Trump wants to take the stand to defend himself. She said the decision would be made on a case-by-case basis, depending on legal strategy. Trump has been indicted in 2 cases. Special counsel Jack Smith filed 37 federal criminal charges related to his handling of classified documents and making false statements. And Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg brought 34 felony charges against Trump in April, charging him with illegally orchestrating a hush money scheme to keep potential sex scandals out of the press before the 2016 election. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/frontpage or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at WashTimes for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.